Hello and welcome back to another YouTube video of mine on the Just Callum channel. Today we have a brand new tent. I know I've got millions of tents, but now I have 1,000,001. This is the Cairngorm 3 made by Berghaus. It is a 3-man hiking tent. It's 4.4 kilos. It's got a 5,000 rated hydrostatic head. It's about the length of my torso and about the width of my bicep. So it's not very big. It's heavier than a usual tent, but as a 3-man you'd expect it to be heavier because obviously it's going to have more material and more space. Let's do a little setup and review of this. Pretty simply, you just undo the top bit there, take these straps off like that, and the bag kind of expands to be bigger and easier to get the tent back in. So I'll just take that out there, tip that up. This is what you're presented with, and it comes out the bag. It is a marlin spike sleeve, just like that. Go there, and then you roll it out, just like any other tent. You roll it out. This tent is made up of 2 parts, just like the majority of other tents. It has its ground sheet and your basically like your fly net kind of inner layer, and it also has your rain proofness or fly sheet, and this goes up inside the fly sheet. This tent specifically, the poles go through the outside, so you can build your fly sheet up first, move it around where you need to, and then attach your inner lining afterwards. That way your inner lining, if you're setting up in the rain, doesn't get wet. So first things first, I do have a repair kit, and inside this repair kit it comes with every Berghaus type of tent. We have a pole sleeve if one of them breaks. We have some hooks and clips if any of those break, some spare paracord and line, and then also some spare fly sheet material or ground sheet material as well to patch any rips or tears. Cool, so I'll stick all that back in. Next, what do we get? Pegs and poles. Pegs in this little black bag are your typical camping pegs. Very lightweight, they're made of aluminium, little spike on the end, but they are cheap and nasty pegs. I would always suggest get yourself some decent pegs. Don't use the ones that come with the tents. That's the pegs. Poles, as you'd expect. There's 3 bars in this tent, 3 sets of poles, so it's quite a big type. But these are, I believe, aluminium again, and they are colour coded to suit which way your fly sheet folds out. So let's stick this up, and hopefully it'll make a bit more sense rather than me just rambling on. Now, the front on this tent will be, there's a door there, the door on the other side, so this section I'm holding up here is the front. So stick the back that way, the front there. Okay, so first things first, we'll get those first 2 awkward poles in. Let's get that one out of the way. You'll see the holes your pole needs to go through. You've got like a mesh sleeve just here. Just feed it through there, all the way down to the back end of the tent. And then just do the same on the other sleeve. Okay, so now I've got those 2 poles in. I'm going to put my middle pole in here. Now what I would say is this tent has got a bit of a weird shape, so at first it seems really difficult to bend the poles in and put it up. That's because it is, but once it is up, it is absolutely rock solid. So I'm going to put the 2 ends in. One end is down here. It's not twisted, that's straight. That's what will go in there. This pole follows the line, goes into that one, and this pole follows this line, seam line here, and goes into that one. Cool, now to do the difficult bit. There we go. Like that. That'll be there, like that. Give that a good shove. Bend it around. It will go. There we go. It will be tight because you are going to be going against the tensioning of the tent. That's no problem. Cool. And now we have this little stand-up tent like so. We're just going to go down to each of these corners here, like that. And then this one around here, like that. Pop that on the end. And there is your base size for this tent. You can see the length of it. Yeah, it's a decent size, very stable, very sturdy. Okay, so before we carry on getting things fitted in, we'll get it pegged into the ground, leveled out and such, and then we'll put the inner lining in. Okay, all pegged in, pretty damn solid, lovely. Let's get our inner lining, open our door, and get it all fitted in. Oops, daisy. This is how your thing will open up. You'll have your front mat. This will go down in the porchway, so I know that that front porch piece comes this side, which means I know that this back end is the back end, sorry. So I'll hook all these in and then we can start laying it out again. So I've hooked that back corner in, come to the front, hook the front corner in. Oops, daisy. It'll be easier to access the back corner from outside the tent. There he is. So bring him around and hook him on. And the front corner there. Oh. The luxury with this tent is you can actually just put it up, take it down with the inner lining in, and fold it down if it hasn't rained, because otherwise you can put this up and down constantly, up and down, and it can be a right pain. So we'll work from the back towards the front. Okay, cool. So we've obviously had a look at the outside and how it's all set up and such. Obviously all these little clips, bear in mind, you want to put on all the way around the tent. There's clips around the circumference. They're just the clip-on normal ones that you just pop on like so. Nice and simple. So let's have a little look on the inside. You may notice I'm in a different outfit. Well spotted, I am. I may have messed up with the footage, but that doesn't matter, it's not a big deal. So I'm back out here with the tent again. Movie magic and all. So, tent wise, internally we obviously have a little vestibule area, which is very, very good, very well sized. So, what have we got? Well, vestibule area, huge amount of space. You can see straight off the bat, if I sat in it, bolt upright, I've got about a foot worth of vertical space. In an emergency situation, you can also squeeze an extra person in here. If I sat and lay down, I'm 5'10", I can lay almost completely straight, but comfortably I could lay on my side with my knees up and be completely covered by the vestibule. So it shows you the sort of size of the vestibule. It's very big, is what I'm trying to say. Vestibule wise, loads of space for you storing your boots, to store your bag, to store all your cooking equipment and anything else you'd use, like your poles to walk with and so forth. Loads of room. Ideal, especially if it's raining. You don't want to be outside in the rain and you don't want to be cooped up on your bed. You want a bit of space to kind of stretch out and have kind of a breathing space basically. So brilliant vestibule, great size. Obviously it's a bigger tent, but you expect a bigger tent to have a bigger vestibule. Excellent. Moving into the bedroom department. Now this is a three-man tent. Starting off at the door, you have your typical door with a fly netting is zipped separately, so that zips away. You don't roll this up, you can just chuck it into a ball, and on the inside of the door lining you have pockets. Much like a lot of the OEX tents, they have these little pockets. You can just roll your door all the way back, nice and open, lots of breathable room, and you can just tuck your tent into that pocket. Okay, let's look inside. So, climbing on in, this is a three-man tent. Unfortunately, Because it's a 3-man tent, you could be using it for 3 men, which is completely possible. But comfortably speaking, you want 2 men or 2 people and their dog in here at most, just for comfort. The Trekology UL80, which is my favourite currently air mat. You can fit both of these in comfortably, 2 of them, and then a big old space down the centre for all your phone charger equipment, your pillows, your clothes, blah 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 blah, all that sort of stuff. So that's that's how much space. So if I show you by length, as I say, 3-man tent. So 1 man on the end, 1 man in the middle, and 1 man on the other end. Only thing I would say is if you are going to have 3 people in this, don't bring big air mats, because it's not wide enough to sustain big UL80s or wide 4-inch high air mats. What have we got in here? We've got 2 pockets on either side, unlike the Cairngorm. Unlike the Cairngorm 2, this has got 2 pockets. The Cairngorm 2 only has 1 on either side. You have a little loop right down the far end here. When it comes to emergencies and such, 3 people in there, 1 people in the front, 1 person in the front. Plenty of room for all of you in an emergency situation. Right, let's get it down, and I'll show you a little trick you can use for when rolling it down and putting it back up again. Let's go. Now we're going to take it down. I'll show you how to do it really simply. All you do is you take your middle one out first, then you unhook it, unhook your 2 front ones, and then you pull everything out, and it just folds into a nice neat pile for you to fold up. So make sure your inside door is partially zipped, so half zipped. So I'd say zip up to about there and then unzip the rest. This is for the air pressure. Same with the 2 side doors. You want to just zip them up partially for the same situation as you want to be able to make sure that the air is easily released. Unclip all your poles. I don't think I highlighted that earlier, but you go around and put your clips in. Unplug all your pegs. Take the poles out. So middle pole first, then the end poles. These will be a bit tighter. Pull out your middle pole. These 2 poles. Top tip, just fold the pole whilst you're putting it away and pulling it out of the pole sleeve. Just makes your life easier. You don't get anything knocked or poked, and you don't damage your pole. Cool. So you want to roll it up with your inner lining inside, but you want to also make sure in doing so it's the right size to fit the bag. Get the tent, go to the widest point of the tent, which will be where your cross beam went. I know I'm going to need 1, 2, probably 3. So I'm going to flip it over at the widest point, almost into the middle, well, just past the middle I should say, and the same on the other side. So hopefully when I flatten that down, it should fit into my bag lengthways. I'm just going to do that along the rest of the tent. Lovely. Now I've got a nice long grey slug to roll up. Just like any other tent, I'm going to put my pegs and my poles in the tent there and roll them from the door, so it's in the centre, roll them from the door all the way to the back end. This way, when you roll it out, you roll grabbing hold of the back end and you roll it out, and it ends up being where you're rolling towards is where your door's going to be. So, simple as that. I'm just going to tuck that over the poles, like so, and just start tucking and rolling. Brushing off any grass or things that are stuck to it on the way. There you have your rolled up tent. Now, because this bag has like an extra sized sleeve that goes over it and it folds on itself, it means getting it back into the bag is nice and simple. Like that. Cool. Now, as I mentioned, it has like an extra sized sleeve, so these flaps basically fold over on themselves and tuck around the outside, so you can tighten up the bag so it's a bit tighter, easier to fit either in or on the outside of your hiking bag. Just going to swing it like that, make sure it's tight. There you have, easily packed up Cairngorm 3. So it's a very good tent, really good quality, really big, perfect for 2 people while camping. For longer wild camps, absolutely. Obviously it's heavier, so you're going to need a bigger bag, maybe not cover as much distance, but definitely worth a look at if you're considering it. Top tent, really like this. So if you've liked this video, appreciate it if you gave me a like. Of course, do feel free to subscribe as well and ring that little notification bell to see when I next upload. Please drop in the comments what you thought of the tent, any other tents you want me to review, and yeah, hopefully this has been at least a little bit informative. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.